In video games, creating and destroying objects in large quantities can have a negative impact on performance. Today I'm going to show you how to code a pooling object to reduce the performance cost of recurrent instantiation. Imagine a pile of 5 towels. If I need a towel, I'll take the last one I put down, the one at the top of my pile. So I take my towel out of the stack. We call this process the pop. Now, if I don't need my towel anymore, I'll put it back at the top of my stack, so it'll be the last towel again. We call this process the push. First, I'll need a bullet class with an init method in which I'll set my destroy action and add a rigid body to the bullet, a shooting method that I call when I pop the object, and a reset method that I call when I push my bullet back into the stack. Then I'm going to create my object pool class. I'm going to use the genericity to be able to manage any type of object. The whereTiclone class is used here to request a reference type and prevents values such as float, int, struct, etc. from being used. It's a way of making my class more modular. Then I'm going to set my constructor. I'm using a generic func because it allows me to return a value such as the instance of my object, which the action can't do. I'm going to need a getObject method, which will return my object, take care of getting my object out of the stack, and increase the size of my pool if we exceed the original size. Finally, we'll need a releaseObject method to return the object to the stack. Now we can create an instance of object pool which will refer to the bullet class. I'm going to pass a GameObject in serialized field which I'll use as a spawn point. I instantiate the number of objects I want in my pool in the start function and then set my constructor. Now I'm going to need a createBullet method which will be called if I need an object and there isn't one available. In my case, I create a primitive, but you can instead use a prefab. Then I need a getBullet method, which would activate my object and reset its position. Finally, I need a bullet release method, which resets the velocity of my ball and disable my object. Object pooling minimizes the cost of creating and destroying objects, but does not reduce the cost of running objects. If you have a very large numbers of enemies or bullets, your CPU will quickly become overloaded. If you want to optimize this part of the game, I recommend that you pass some of the calculation to the GPU, which is far more powerful for processing huge numbers of objects. If this part interests you, let me know in the comment and I'll make you a video on the subject. Thanks for watching the video. Feel free to like and subscribe. Ciao!